What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shooting the Shit Uncensored. It is me, the bald, the beard, the beautiful Piers Austin. And I'm excited, man. We're kicking off June the right way this month. Every guest I'm going to have on is going to be a woman who is contributed to the world of professional wrestling. We are doing Women Appreciation in Wrestling Month on Shooting the Shit Uncensored. And my first guest of the month is Kingsley, who is returning to the show, and I'm really excited to have Kingsley on. Kingsley is an amazing talent, and you can definitely see the work that she does in the ring. She's very dedicated to the craft, and she's doing amazing stuff in PWA, IWA, and wherever else she decides to show up. She's absolutely doing amazing work. But before I bring out Kingsley, my guest, I just want to take a quick moment to thank some of those fine sponsors that we have. First up is healthvape.com. Now, healthvape.com sell healthy vaping alternatives. All products are no nicotine, no harmful or addictive chemicals, and they are vitamin infused. So make sure you pick some up of their vape products and their POD products by using code MWA pod for a 10% discount. Next up is sleeves.com. Now, sleeves.com is a great place to get all of your sporting goods needs. They have arm sleeves, knee sleeves. They have compression shorts, compression pants, compression socks. I use these compression tights from these guys all the time. I'm getting a little bit older, so when I train, I need that little bit of extra support, and these absolutely do the job. So check out sleeves.com. They also have dirty boxes, so make sure you check them out as well if that's your thing. And if you know an athlete or you're an athlete yourself, you definitely need to check out sleeves.com using promo code MWA pod over there as well to save yourself 10%. But guys, we have some seriously amazing shows here on the MWA Podcast Network. You're seeing them each and every week. We got Killing the Business with former ECW original, the Kingpin, Angel Medina, who is basically keeping it 100 every single week, and one of the most controversial dudes in podcasting, really, because he just opens his mouth and doesn't really think, which is honestly one of the funniest things to sit there and watch. But definitely check out Killing the Business with the Kingpin. That's every Friday at 8 p.m. USA Eastern, Saturday at 10 a.m. Also, we've got Get Funked with former WCW star Alan Kwee Funk every single Thursday at 7 p.m. USA Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Australian time on Fridays. Check out that show as well. And also, not to forget, Nights of the Gimmick Table with my boys, the Dead Presidents, Boogaloo and Lowrider, which they're at Sunday nights at 9 p.m. USA Eastern, which is Monday at 11 a.m. Australian time. So make sure you check out those amazing shows, guys. I can see the chat is blowing up tonight, guys. We got Joel Southgate in here. We got Alcoholic Adam. Who else we got? Kyle Eade is in the house. Geez, you guys are just going nuts. Alan Funk is also here in the chat tonight. We got Robbo Entertainment. We got a lot of these guys tuning in, but I'm going to bring out my guest. She is the leader of the Bad Bitch Nation, and that, my friend, is the T. It is Kingsley. Kingsley, thank you for joining me again.
How you going? Thanks for having me again.
It's my pleasure. It is my pleasure. How are you feeling? You're recovering from you were saying a torn MCL.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. How did the injury happen?
Bad Bitch Nation and the Bad Knee Nation, bro. It's just one of those things in wrestling. So it's just, I honestly couldn't tell you exactly how it happened, but I had a match at training, and basically I just felt something off. It felt like a bruise was forming in my knee. So and I thought nothing of it. And then the next day I couldn't walk. So and then it's just, you really don't know. Some people think like, oh yeah, you get injuries from doing like a 450 splash, or no, it's the stupidest, simplest stuff by like just jumping or sliding or just walking weirdly, walking on a rock, banana peel slip. So yeah, it's stupid.
It can be the simplest of things though, but did you have to get surgery on it at all?
I don't have to have surgery. It's just a lot of rehab. I've decided to get a cortisone injection for it because it has taken a bit longer than it should have in terms of recovery. So hopefully that would help speed up this process and will send me back very, very soon.
Have they got a date when you could potentially be returning to action?
It's up in the air at the moment, so we'll definitely see, and we'll keep you posted. So, yeah,
Absolutely. But, you know,
yeah.
Kingsley, getting into it, you know, after having you on the show the first time, you know, last year, I've since been able to see a fair bit of your work. And, you know, I really enjoy the stuff that you do. Like, you know, you pretty much have the comedy stuff down to a T. And I think comedy is one of those things that can be very, very hard to execute at times. Did you have any acting experience, you know, obviously, or doing sort of any acting training now to try and get that comedic timing down, or is it a natural thing for you?
I'm just funny, bro. Nah. Nah. Look, I did a lot of drama in high school, so I think that helped me get comfortable with who I am and just being expressive. A lot of people say I have a big expressive face, and like with my facial expressions, it's very noticeable inside and out of the ring. So yeah, it's just me as a person. I'm very talkative. I'm very, you know how I feel, and I think that translates into wrestling a lot. So and I just like making people laugh. I try not to be a Debbie Downer. And, you know, so I would like to be someone who people enjoy being around, whether it's in wrestling or just as a person. So I think, like I said, that translates into wrestling a lot.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, mentioning that as well, like your in ring style is definitely not funny. And, yeah, the first show that it's, you know, the first show I saw you at, you get launched by backman into a heap of PWA security guards. And I was sitting like less than 10 feet away from that. And I jumped out of my seat, just like, oh, shit. You know, like,
Yeah.
definitely, like, you know, putting yourself, you know, in those sort of situations, and you can definitely see you take this very, very seriously. But, you know, like, do you think that when you go into those, so obviously everyone on PWA shows are very, very highly trained, but obviously going into those spots where you're going to, you know, have a match with someone so big like that, is there ever a level of nervousness going into it compared to going into a match with someone, you know, your same height, stature, etc.?
Yeah, there is a little bit because you just it's very daunting, especially with my size, and especially like against people like back pain, the big dudes. But we have a level of trust. I would wrestle back pain any day. I would take a pounce. I would definitely take Jack Payne's spine buster. Give me 10 in a row. I'll do it. So because I trust them. So yeah, it's very daunting, but if I know that they're competent and skilled in the ring, and I see them day in day out training, then I won't have a problem taking those moves because I trust them.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, you have that sort of level of trust because you're training with these guys week in and week out, and
Mm,
you know that they're getting that level of training that is at a very high standard as well, which
yeah,
a lot of places don't, you know, provide.
yeah,
So, but you
yeah.
know, going into, you know, your story, you know, with Jack or Uncle Jack Bonza, um, I've really enjoyed this sort of long storytelling that you guys have been doing. Is this the sort of first time in your career that you've had a storyline sort of go this sort of long and continue to go?
Yeah, definitely for sure. I feel like the Uncle Jack versus Kingsley storyline was something that I don't know, it just kind of captivated people because not only is it a different dynamic in the tag team with an uncle and his niece, it's just the size difference. Just there's so many contrasts between the two characters that brought us, I guess, brought people in with it, so got people interested. It kind of humanized Kingsley as well because she wasn't just a brat. She actually wanted to win the tournament and prove a point that she
Mm.
just wasn't the flag bearer. She is a bad bitch, and she belonged in the Red Nation. So, and for far too long, I feel like people saw Kingsley as the flag bearer, and translating that with Uncle Jack's character as well, it's just, I feel like it just worked. Like you saw that he cared for her, but there was still sort of like, oh, but I'm the leader, like how could she really take over me? Like there's no way. But go me. Here I am, bad bitch nation.
But that's the thing. I took a friend of mine to that show who is just someone like he doesn't dislike wrestling. He just doesn't watch it. And your match, he popped for at the ending of it. He popped and he was like, but he's like marking the fuck out, going, dude, he didn't really no. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's fucking just chill. You know what I mean? But he, like to that, like who is someone you'd call a casual fan.
Yeah,
you hooked him in that moment.
Yeah, I love that match. I really, really enjoy. I feel like it paid off for a lot of people. So, and I hope people really enjoyed that as much as I did, because I feel like Uncle Jack and I really put in a lot of effort for the fans with that storyline, and I hope we continue to do that for everybody. So yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you even see like at the Rumble him eliminating himself to save yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's I know I'm enjoying where the storyline's going, because it's showing the softer side to obviously Bonza, which is a very alpha, very tough character, and I enjoy it because it's showing like a contrast of characters in both of you, really.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. It kind of reminds me of in Clueless, where Cher and her really aggro, high cholesterol dad, they have like a really nice dynamic, but everyone's terrified of him. But when he looks at his daughter, it's just like she's the apple of his eye, and like she can do no wrong. So it's something like that, and I feel like people really like that because it's just funny, but it's also relatable. So yeah,
like even the promo video I just watched the other day of you guys, and you sort of hobbling on the crutches in there, and just like I'm blah blah blah, blah. And then you just like, you know what I mean? Like you basically just came in, beat your chest, and then it was like, let's fucking go, and like walked off. I'm like, that is fucking awesome. Like, and he's just like, okay, follows off.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a different dynamic, and I feel like you can do so much with this story and just the dynamic in general. So yeah, it's fun.
Oh, absolutely. And do you find the long-term story that you've been doing, is this something that you'd like to do more of, in the future?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Whether it's with Uncle Jack, I would like to dabble in with the other nation members and what we can do together as well. One big family, Yeah, definitely. I would like to do something more with Jess, especially. I think she's got something really cool going on. Maybe a tag with her. Even Madison, I think that'd be really cool. Maybe a trios. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
So that'd be cool. Maybe, and just like even like with Mick Moretti's character, I think Kingsley and Mick Moretti could get up to no good. I
was just about to say that. I think the Rapscallion and Kingsley would be absolutely hilarious to like as a tag team. I think that would be like insane.
Yeah, it would be really funny, especially if we're like terrorizing, little Uncle Jack, getting on his nerves. I think that'd be really funny. So it could do so much, but we'll see where everything goes for now. And hopefully something comes out of it. Yeah.
And obviously, coming out of 2020, which was a pretty hard year for a lot of everyone on the planet, really. Yeah. But like, how was it for you to sort of start getting back into doing shows and training regularly with basically they're like a second family, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we didn't lose touch, and I feel like we actually grew closer as a family with PWA. We always checked in on with each other, and and then eventually we started just slowly, progressively going from home workouts to park workouts and back to our facility and then back to shows. I feel like we've been incredibly lucky as a state in Sydney with COVID, how sensible most of us have been. I feel for my Melbourne friends, especially because there's so much talent there, and they've got it rough, and I just want them to to like really come back, you know. But you know, it's just yeah, I feel like we've been incredibly lucky, and coming back to shows has been really, really, really good, especially for that long period of time of just being at home. It makes a difference. It's such a contrast, going from nothing to coming back to some sort of normalcy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think with Melbourne as well, it's we started to see a little bit of interaction now with Deathmatch Down Under, bringing some
Yeah,
talent over there, and obviously Melbourne talent coming down here as well.
yeah,
I think that there's, as soon as we can get this COVID stuff settled up, there's going to be a lot of phenomenal matches that
yeah,
the Australian fans are going to be able to witness live, which is obviously
yeah.
what we all want.
Absolutely, and I'm excited for when that happens. I just hope they pull through. I miss my Melbourne friends a lot. I really do. So I just want the best for them and get them back into wrestling as fast as I can. So yeah,
Oh, 100%, 100%. And, and the level of shows there is are phenomenal. So
yeah.
soon as it's going to be better off for everybody as soon as they get to do their thing live again. So, but I'm sure it's not going to be too far. But, who out there at the moment is someone that you've got your eye on that you'd like to get in there and tear it up with?
Oh, fantastic question. There's a few girls actually. There's girls in Newey Pro at the moment. I think are absolutely killing it, like Rita Stone, Shay Cassidy, new kids on the block. But they're doing things that I can't even imagine doing myself. And they just put in so much work, and I've just seen them on the last show, especially just killing it. Is just. It's like a little proud, like cool auntie moment, you know, just look at them go, you know. There's other girls like Edith Knight. I really want to have a punch on with in Perth. You know, yeah, Lily Blaze, she's sick in Adelaide. I'm really
She's
excited for
amazing.
her. Yeah, she's fantastic, and she's just really cool as well. She's real chill, and she's passionate as well. So I'm very excited to see her progress as a professional wrestler in Australia in general, and I would love to see her in Sydney soon, or I go back to Adelaide and we do something together. I think Skylar Cruz has a really good, strong character at the moment in Melbourne, so I'm very excited to see where she takes off as well and how she goes in wrestling. So there's a lot of girls. Lena Cross, I miss her. I would love to catch her again. Let's just do it. You know, there's so many people as well. I just saw a comment as well, Kingsley versus Avery as well. Just there's so many girls. Like Avery's mad. Like, yeah, I'd love that. So many people want to wrestle.
And that's the thing, like, the Australian talent is one thing, like from, men and women, but women's wrestling in Australia is just it seems to be on a whole nother level compared to what
Yeah.
it's like on the rest of the world. Am I on the ball there, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like there's the more girls are coming in, there's more acceptance of it, and I feel like because women's wrestling it has been such dare I say revolution or whatnot, just people are just more accepting of it, I feel like, and it's not a joke anymore. We're not the toilet break anymore. We're actually really good wrestlers, and we actually do take this serious, and we are passionate about this I guess art in punching each other. So but it's just more than that. There's theatrics to it, there's athleticism to it. So people don't realize how much work we put in. Just to see so many girls actually put in so much work is actually quite inspiring. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's almost, and you're seeing women's wrestling be appreciated on a much bigger level as well.
Yeah.
Like, starting to, main eventing WrestleMania, there's no bigger than that. And I think that is a showcase of, and it shows a dedication to
Yeah.
the women involved in the business. And that's why I wanted to do the Women in Wrestling Appreciation in June, and have only women wrestlers on for the month of June to really sort of highlight it. And, as far as like, women in wrestling, who's someone, or who are some people that have really been an inspiration to you from when you got into the business, and really sort of been like a mentor to you throughout your career?
Yeah, I think the biggest one is Madison Eagles. She is our mum, but she's she's someone who really she really protected me and the girls pretty much, and made it very clear that we are not to be messed around with, because we don't want to lose girls. And in wrestling, we don't want girls to lose passion, and we actually want everyone to be treated equally. And I feel like with that mentality, it spread very quickly from her. And she's such a great role model to all of us, and not just that, working with her with gear designs as well. She's actually really, really good. So giving my designs to her and everything, her whipping up something so spectacular is amazing. But yeah, there's so many people actually. Shaz McKenzie as well. She's always had my back as well, especially for a female in the wrestling business for that long, for this long. Sorry. Yeah, she's been through the worst and the best. Same with Madison. So having them two as sort of like pillars, especially for the girls, has been incredible. But yes, but yeah, I can name so many people, but those two stand out to me the most, I think.
Sure. And pardon me.
No, you're fine.
How did your family feel like about you getting into wrestling? Was it, were they had the same memory of like women's wrestling, what it was like throughout like the Attitude Era, and they were like, no, not our not our little one, no way.
It's a bit of that, but also just the plain fact of being hurt. So but it's weird because they put me in martial arts training for like how many years, like nearly all my entire childhood into teenage years. So which is very strange, but I don't know, it's just parents, it's my dad's, straightforward, to the book kind of guy. My mum's religious and prays for me daily, but and she's a very tiny lady as well. And she always, she's very motherly. She cooks for me. She, she just wants the best for me. She's also a nurse. So there's also that, factor on top of everything of me potentially getting hurt. So I didn't tell my parents for a long time that was in wrestling until, it just became a bit too obvious that I was doing something, outside of work, and I haven't been home. Fight Club, yeah.
Can't talk about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Nah. I don't know where this bruise come from. Not telling you, it's massive. Just appeared out of nowhere. But yeah, she still freaks out, especially. But I feel like she's such a fan, honestly. I actually found out very recently that my mum is a big wrestling fan, so she just told me one day that, you know what, I love wrestling. And I'm just like, what? Say that again, please. She goes, yeah, I love wrestling. When I met your father, he thought it was fake. He got me out of it. He made me watch soccer, and it was boring. But I love wrestling. I never got out of wrestling. My favorite wrestler is Hulk Hogan. And then she did the pose, and I'm just like, who are
your mum's
you?
a Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, she is. She absolutely is. She did the,
how'd that go again?
She did that, and I just, it just baffled me. I'm just like, so you're telling me up to this point, you made me believe that you were not, into wrestling, and she tried to be cool about it, like, oh, wrestling, that's fake, Nah. She loves Hulk Hogan, and that's who she watched when she was younger as a teenager with her family and this and that. I'm just like, oh my God. And then she told my dad, she goes, that's what you get for making me stop watching wrestling, because now your daughter's a wrestler. So, and then he goes, yeah, I know. So they're funny. But yeah, it's nice to find out
do
that.
they come to your shows now?
Yeah, they do. So not so much now because it's like COVID and all that, but my mum's very skeptical. Like because she's a nurse, so she goes, oh, so many people, blah blah blah. I'm just like, it's fine, mum, it's fine, But yeah, but she has come, and she actually wants to come to more. So I'm trying to teach her how to use the laptop to watch us on Fight TV. So parents, they're funny, especially with technology. They have no clue. So I think sometimes I think it's just easier to get her a ticket, just drag her to a show instead of showing her how to use the computer.
Just sit here, press this, enter your credit card here, and you're done.
Doesn't compute. It really doesn't. So yeah.
So how'd they feel when you, like, obviously the torn MCL, is that the first major injury that you've had?
Yeah. I've had sprained ankles, this and that. I've had a concussion before. But this is the first time I've actually torn something.
Yeah.
So it was, my mum hated it. She went, oh, how, why, what happened? Just asked all the questions without me getting a word in, you know what I mean? So just like, she tried to massage it. She tried to go into mum mode with it. And I'm just like, Mum, it's chill, she just get me a crutch. She goes, no, this could be, no, what do you mean chill? Yeah, but she's, look, I've told her like all the processes I'm doing to get it better. So she's a lot more calmer about it. She does ask every day about it, but she's at least not going psycho about it. Dad's chill. He doesn't bother with asking with me. He just goes, how's it knee? And I'm just like, it's getting there. He goes, all right, mad. I'm like sick. So he knows.
You seem pretty upbeat about it all, though. Like, did you ever get down about it? Like the injury happening, was it,
Yeah. So I'm upbeat about it because that's how I cope pretty much. So I deal with a lot of anxiety outside of wrestling, and I guess within wrestling as well, because it is quite a high pressure environment. But I guess with missing out on training, not seeing people in the ring like I usually would 3 to 4 times a week, and just being at home or going to the physio instead, and in place of that normal routine, it absolutely sucks, and it still sucks. I'm incredibly lucky that I have a very great supportive group of friends in PWA, my little family, and I do see them regularly outside of wrestling. So I do. It's just normal. It's a normal human shit, who wouldn't be down if you had to sit out, it sucks.
100%. But you're still on shows, which is a good thing. You're still contributing in some degree, which is obviously promising, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm incredibly lucky that even though I can't do everything, I can do something. So, and that means yelling at people. So everyone's trash, and that's okay. But at least I'm still having fun with at least what my character can contribute as in, I guess, Uncle Jack's matches or someone else's match. So so that's all I can really do until we get some progress in. Yeah.
You mentioned you have high anxiety at times. How do you cope with that with pro wrestling, which is such a stressful, high pressure environment?
Great question. Like I said, I have a very good supportive group of people, so I feel like they know me well enough to know something's wrong, and then they always check up on me, because with me, I don't like telling people something's wrong.
Sure.
But I'm also very expressive without even saying a word. So they just, I don't do myself any favors.
No poker face, basically.
No, absolutely not. Jude tells me that all the time. You'd be terrible at poker. I'm just like, this is why I don't play it, because you just know I'm lying, I can't lie, pretty much. So, but a very, very good supportive system of people in PWA. I try to focus on the positive over the negative. There's some things I just can't control, and that's okay. So I just have to I'm trying to shift my mentality a lot more positively into what can I do to be more positive in this situation? What can I control that I can make more positive? You know what I mean? So
sure,
it's just life, And there's just little things. I listen to music. I'm very artistic, I guess, so I tend to draw when I get stressed. So yeah, it's just little things, but that's pretty much the gist of how I deal with my anxiety, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I think that that's an important way for it as well, is to be able to have a good support network, especially around, obviously the locker room and the people that you train with, to sort of pick up on that energy, to be able to say, hey, what's going on? Let's get you over here. Let's get you sorted and get you ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
But you also mentioned that you draw. Do you actually design your own gear as well?
Yeah, I do. I design a lot of people's gear actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a thing. Um,
Whose
um,
gear have you designed?
I've done a lot actually. I've done Robbie Eagles, his Bullet Club, his orange gear that he wore to New Japan. Shazza Mackenzie's, most of her gear I've drawn up. All my gear is me. Who else? There's so many. Oh my gosh. Ricky South. He's actually one of my favorite people to work with, because he's just so easy. He knows what he wants. He knows his inspirations. He knows how to relate his character into what he wears, and it's just yeah. I love working with people like that. So. Oh, thanks. I don't like bragging. That's why I'm humble, alcoholic Adam. So, because it's a lot of people think it's humble. It's just a normal thing I do every day. I literally go to work, come home, and I do more work. So
Yeah,
I barely, I barely get a lot of me time. So
I know the feeling. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why with the anxiety that comes in, like I have to find little things that help me get through what I call jobs, like, like with the design work. So like little sketches in my separate book, just to get me through it. And I'm just like, okay, I have a creative block. Here we go. So but yeah, those are a few people I do. There's a lot more. There's some people I can't mention right now, so as well. So, but yeah.
There's such a great worker mentality though, like just not just the wrestling side of things, but also doing like the design side of things as well. And it's obviously, wrestling something that you really love to be
Yeah.
involved in. It's just another element of you and giving you experience in another area of the business, really.
Yeah. I think I've mentioned in the past that when I was green, like when I was very, very new and wasn't on shows, I still wanted to contribute somehow. So I guess it's like I guess people say it's humble, but like I still have to acknowledge that I am good at something. So I acknowledge that, hey, I am good at drawing, I'm good at designing things. What can I do to make that into wrestling? So with the gear and the t-shirts, that helped immensely, I guess, with a lot of people, because there's so many people that don't know where to go in terms of design work. But there's so many people in the little wrestling community that can do it. So I'm just very glad that people can see me as one of those people who can help them out. So yeah.
But also just being like an independent wrestler, to be able to have these extra little talents, it works well for you to build a brand as well, of like, oh, you can design your own stuff, but you can also design your own merch and stuff like this, which obviously
Yeah.
cuts down, giving other people money to do it for you. So
Yeah.
that it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
it
it's
really does.
worker mentality. I love it.
It really does. I save so much money when I design my own gear, or my own shirts. But then there's the other side of things. You got to pay someone to actually make the gear, or to actually print the shirts for you. So you got
Yeah.
to have those type of services. But I do cut down a lot of that chunk at least. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Now, like your ring entrance is one thing which is absolutely, just amazing. They're coming out with the teacup, which we spoke about in the first interview, but the actual Kingsley entrance is actually a really impressive thing to see, because you just seem to have it down to a T. No pun intended there.
I see what you did there. Nice.
Yeah. I forgot where I was going with that there. No. But how long did it take you to really sort of establish your character and to get the intro and everything sort of
Mm.
where it is now?
Oh, it's very trial and error. Like sometimes like it's a fluke as well. So with the character, that I feel like I established that quite quickly because I wasn't the strongest or the fastest when I started. You know, I wasn't the most athletic. A lot of people shot through, you know, faster than I did. So I was like, okay, what can I do to make myself stand out? And it was character work. So I feel like I got that at least down pat at the start and progressively got better at that while I was still working on the wrestling aspect, I guess. In terms of the entrance, I feel like I only recently got that down pat, to be honest. Because I feel like entrances are so like brushed off. Like people just think like we just do it. It's so hard to come up with with an entrance. But there's a lot of times where I know a few people who just like, yeah, I've got my match down, blah 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 blah. This is it, my debut. Music hits and they go, oh my god, how do I walk out there? Because it's just there's a lot of things you got to think of. How does your character walk? How does your character react to the crowd? You know, how did they actually get in the ring? Which rope do they use? Do they go on the first, the second? Do they go over the top rope? You know, it's just there's so many little elements that people don't realize that you have to think of because entrance is character, you know. So and it's just not a throwaway thing. It's probably one of the most important things because that's the first thing, especially to a casual fan, that's the first thing that they see. So it's hard, and I feel like I've just got it down because I feel like with the tournament especially, that was like the moment where I was like, okay, I'm a singles wrestler, where previously I was in tags. So yeah, for majority of my career up to that point. So I was just like, crap, who is Kingsley by herself? So there's just little elements like that. And then I feel like with the turn and with the teacup, it just happened. It really just happened. And it just felt right. And now with, you know, being the leader of the Bad Bitch Nation, now I can throw that arm up, you know, hoorah, here we are. So, and it just works. So,
yeah. And I think as well, like a lot of people don't understand how much of the little nuances that go into the entrances. And you look at like some of the greats that do it, like Undertaker, Randy Orton, Jericho. It's like the head movements, like everything, like how it goes, like where they're looking and stuff like that. So those little things that go into it that people don't really pick up on, like, but subconsciously it's like makes it so much more badass than someone just walking to the ring going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's I don't know. It's just the moment where you have to be your most confident, I think. And that's where people start believing you. It's not the match or anything like that. It's legit the entrance. You have to be the most confident, I believe.
Oh, 100%. You got to be, you know, the most confident. You've got to go out there and you got to believe that you are what you're presenting as well. And I think that's a huge importance of it. From watching it as a fan, you can tell when someone's not 100% into the character.
Yeah. It shows.
It definitely shows. You can sit there, even like I'm not a worker, but sitting back and watching, going, that doesn't look right, you know.
You just know.
Yeah. But, you know, the leader of the Bad Bitch Nation and that storyline, you know, going forward, you know, I kind of have a feeling where I think I know where it's going to go. You know, I don't want to say it on air, but I'll tell you later. But like, I don't know, like just from what I've seen, but like, you know, where do you see this storyline going, you know, for you and Bonza? Do you see it being like an ongoing thing, or do you think that there's going to have an expiration date on it eventually?
Oh, I don't think there's an expiration date just yet. I feel like we've only just started. And I feel like there's so many things we can explore with this tag. So, and I feel like people like it too. So, I don't know. I feel like it might be too early for an expiration date. So we'll keep you posted.
But Joel Southgate, he's got a good question here. He wants to know, what made you want to become a singles wrestler?
Oh, hi, Joel. Good to see you. Love your work. Hell yeah. Joel, thanks for the question. I feel like I wanted to showcase more of me, I guess. I guess tag team wrestling, yeah, it's so fun. This and that. And you can do so much with tag team wrestling with dynamics and everything, but I don't feel like I've done enough singles wrestling, and I feel like I don't want to take that away from people. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just it's just something I want to explore more. And I just want it's character building as well, being by myself and finding out who Kingsley is, I guess, by herself. And like I said, I feel like the tournament was a great start for that, and I hope everyone enjoyed my singles wrestling there. So hopefully we see more. So yeah.
Now, June 13th, Prize Bulls on
Yeah.
Parade.
Hell yeah! What a great title, by the way.
That is awesome. That is an awesome
Fantastic.
title.
Yeah.
What's your involvement on the show going to be for Prize Bulls on Parade?
I'm not too sure. I do want revenge, though. It does run in the family. So, like I said, we'll keep you posted, but Kingsley has a bit of angst. Uncle Jack's not happy, and I think we all know why. So,
yeah. No, absolutely. And I think there's going to be, that card is looking like it's going to be pretty good. Like headlined by Sam Osborne and Jessica Troy. I think it's every fan in attendance and watching on Fight TV is going to be blown away for it. So
it's going to be a banger.
100%. I'm looking forward to watching it. So I'm hoping I'll be in attendance, but if not, I'll be watching it on Fight TV. But guys, as we are going to start wrapping it up, it is that time of the show. It is that time for 60 seconds with Piers.
No.
So
we're so bad at this.
I've told Kingsley about this. How it works is I'm going to fire a bunch of questions at Kingsley. Kingsley's going to answer them. She's got 60 seconds. Kingsley, when you're ready, give me the go ahead.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Home barbecues or nightclubs?
Oh, home barbecues, of course.
What is your dream car?
My dream car? A Range Rover, a white one. Sick.
Name a gross meal combo that you love that no one else does.
Oh no, don't do this to me. I don't have one because I'm basic and I play it safe with my foods. I don't like dabbling with combinations.
Good. If you were to release an album, what genre of music would it be, and what would it be called? What would the album be called?
Oh, you know what? People would think like a rap album or anything, but no. But it would definitely be like a like an indie rock, like alternative, maybe possibly emo.
If Kingsley came with, sorry, go on.
Sorry, it would be called King, but without the I, so it'll be KNG.
Nice. If Kingsley came with a warning label, what would it be?
Loud and dangerous. I don't know.
Which chore do you hate doing the most?
Chore, cleaning. It's just tedious.
So there you go. That was a lot of fun. You had some pretty good answers there off the bat.
Was that 60 seconds? Oh,
that was 60
my gosh.
seconds. It goes quick. It goes quick.
Wow.
But Kingsley, where can everyone buy some of your merch, support you, and support PWA?
Okay. So you can find my merch on wrestlermerch.com. There may be new merch coming up. I did see a little comment on the side asking about the merch. So yeah, keep an eye out for wrestler merch. Keep an eye out for myself and Uncle Jack's socials. If just in case something does come out very soon. So yeah. What was the question, Piers?
Where can everyone find you guys on social media and PWA?
Of course. Sorry, the most important, of course. You can find me on Instagram. It's Kingsley_PW. You can also find me on Facebook under Kingsley Pro Wrestler. I do not have a Twitter, so if there's a catfish out there, you know it ain't me. But also, I'm not that much interesting anyway for anyone to catfish as me. And PWA, it's on all the social medias. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on Twitter and Facebook, usually under the moniker of PWA Australia. So, yeah.
There you go, guys. And also, guys, we are for the month of June on Shooting the Shit Uncensored going to be bringing you interviews with women involved or previously involved in the world of professional wrestling. We're going to be bringing you multiple episodes every single week because that's how we do it here. And also, guys, we are doing a free giveaway. That is right, a giveaway. You can go in the draw to win a championship belt. All you need to do is go to twitch.tv/MWA World. Click that follow button and you're automatically in the draw. It's that simple. If you haven't got Twitch, it takes a minute to set up and you get to watch this amazing show with amazing people like Kingsley. So make sure that you do that, enter that. We'll be drawing the winner at the end of June with my headlining, I don't want to say headlining, but my final interview in June for the women's involved in wrestling. So make sure that you tune in for that one. But guys, thanks to our sponsors, healthvape.com, sleeves.com. Appreciate the support and thank you for everyone watching. And Kingsley, thank you so much for being my guest this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on once again.
Oh, thank you again for having me. It's been a blast, and that's the tea.
We'll catch you next time. Take care, guys.
Gotcha.
Peace.